Hi there, welcome to Steve Cow Golf Coaching. So today's video I want to talk to you about how can we get some extra swing speed. So a lot of players, especially sort of seniors and ladies I see come to me with struggling to get any distance. They may strike it okay, but it's how can we get the speed up, how can we get the launch up to carry it further. So generally what I see when people are trying to create more speed is on the way through they're throwing their handle at the ball, which in turn creates what we call the chicken wing effect. So the arms are coming in, they're separating, the shaft ends up quite vertical through impact, a lot of missed strikes and a lot of shots that they just don't flight. So one, the speed is down, two, the strike's a bit inconsistent, and then as you go through the longer clubs you just can't get the thing up in the air. If I just give a little demonstration, I've got my SkyTrack on the floor here so I can just have a look at the speeds and launch angles that I'm creating. So let's have a go. So I'm going to try and do this chicken wing move just from a smallish swing. Okay, so strike wise a bit low on the face because everything's coming upwards. So that one's carried 71 yards through the air, speed was 58 miles an hour with 11 degrees of launch. Okay, if I try and ramp that up and hit it harder, oh blimey, so you can see I'm all jammed up here. This is not really a great move. Again, 7 iron, it's barely got above knee high. Very similar, didn't really do any different really. Let's have one more. There we go, that was a nice strike. Again, it just hasn't flown at all. That has gone, it's dead straight, but 98 carry, got it up to 64 miles an hour, but again 13 degrees of launch. So you can imagine 13 degrees of launch with a 7 iron. If I'm doing that with a 3-wood, it's barely going to get airborne. So as we come into the wetter conditions, you're just not going to flight it. Right, so let's explain how can we create more swing speed with less effort. So what you've got to imagine, we've got a golf club, you've got a big heavy weight at the end. We need to start to swing the weight of the golf club. Let it go where it wants to go. Don't try and guide it with the handle. Just let it. It's a golf swing. So I want you to feel that the club bottoms out. So we hinge back, bottoms out, and we're trying to create some hinge, get the head end up on your follow through. Good little tip is if you actually grip right down the bottom of the grip and get one finger on the shaft there, take your golf posture, but the club's obviously not going to be, I don't want you bending down here, so we're just going to hold it up at about shin high. So checkpoints, when you go do your backswing, we're looking for the butt end of the grip here to be pointing down towards the ball line. So that way you can tell whether the shaft is on plane. So if I flip it around this side, you can see this. So if I put a ball there, grip right down, set it. So you can see this angle, this is our shaft plane, and the butt pointing down means we've hinged our wrists in the correct way. So the art of it is how fast can you then move it to the exact opposite point. Okay, so through swing, butt is pointing down at the target line, shaft is vertical. So what we'll create, in fact I'll flip this around, you might be able to hear the speed here. So hinge, whoosh. So a real big whoosh down the bottom there. And obviously I'm not really turning my body in this, but this is just a real good drill to hit some shots just stopping in this position. Don't worry about the strike for the minute. I'm just going to hit a couple and see what swing speed I get. So the last one I got it up to 64 with 13 degrees of launch, carried 98. That's suddenly gone a lot higher. Still dead straight. Right, that one's carried 104. Swing speed was 65, but I've launched it at 17. So felt a lot more fluid and free. Didn't feel like I was guiding it. So again, just a little flick of the wrists. Okay, we can see here I've gone through this position. So what I like to look at if I do that drill again, so hinge pointing at the ball, through here we're looking at right arm is pretty much pointing down your target line, maybe a smidge left of it, but this is the key position. Okay, if you open the face, the shaft will tend to steepen, and if you turn the face over too much, you'll tend to have a flatter shaft with the butt pointing that way. If we start doing funky things with our arms, then our swing plane is off and generally your strike's going to be off as well. So hinge it, unhinge it. Once you're happy with that at the bottom, you just increase the range of motion. So when you see us guys as professionals or good players swinging it, this is how we make it look effortless. Because all the speed is through here. Didn't pick that one up, but that was lovely. So one more go. Not as good a strike. But that one is, suddenly that's flown 133, 15 degrees launch, 80 mile an hour swing speed. All because I've got it fast down the bottom. So have a little practice at this. Lots of drills from here to here. You can do it in a mirror so you can see yourself, you can video yourself. Just one thing I want to add to this is try not to let go with your fingers when you do it. Okay, so you've got to be firm with the fingers and loose with the wrists. Okay, this is what it's all about. This is where we're going to create that better swing speed. So if you've liked what you've seen today, please hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the bell notification for some regular tips and catch-ups, and I'll see you all in the next video. Good luck with it.